What's up, everybody? This is Carson from DizWiz Dollars, and in today's video, I'm headed to Batuu to go over some of the souvenirs and merchandise I think is worth your money. So I'm not doing a complete merchandise guide. That'll come later in the series, so stay tuned. So let's go ahead and head into Batuu and see the souvenirs and merchandise I think is worth it from the droids, creatures, and lightsabers. Let's go ahead and see what's worth your Republic credits. So first up is the marketplace. So the marketplace is at Galaxy's Edge when you first come in, and you can find things like the Creature Stall, Katsaka's Kettle, the Ronto Roasters, and one of my favorites, the Toydarian Toy Maker. So let's go ahead and go into the Creature Stall. So at the Creature Stall, you'll find a lot of different plushies, I would say, with a lot of electronic features. So you'll find Nexus, Gwaki and Monkey Lizards, the Poured puppets as well. I do enjoy the shopping location. It's very well themed. A lot of the animatronics, like the Loth Cat in the middle of the location, is a lot of fun. And when you look up, you can also see the different cages that they keep some of these little creatures in. And you can also get a little cage to take them home. So I would say if you're really into Star Wars creatures like I am, definitely check this place out. On average, you'll find pricing around $40 per creature. So not too bad, but we're also going to move over into another one of my favorite locations in Galaxy's Edge, the Toydarian Toy Maker. So next up is the Toydarian Toy Maker, and this location is one of my favorite on Disney property just because of the unique merchandise you can find. Here you've got Max Rebo, Darth Vader, and they look like they're hand-carved items, along with the plushes as well. This is one of the most unique locations you can find in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. You have the Dejarik table that's holochess for all you non-Star Wars nerds out there, and I really enjoyed this location because of the different variety of merchandise you can find. They also have metallic figures that I picked up. I picked up the Millennium Falcon. And if you look up, you can also see Jabba's Cell Bars, Naboo N1 Starfighters, and even the Toydarian Toy Maker himself. I really love this location, and I think it is definitely worth a stop on your visit in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. On average, you can find merchandise for around $20 to $80 on average. You can go higher, like the Dejarik table is around $99. So just keep that in mind. That is for the... So definitely check out the Toydarian Toy Maker. It's a must-do when you visit Galaxy's Edge. And next up is one of my favorite locations on Disney property, Dok-Ondar's Den of Antiquity. Dok-Ondar's Den of Antiquities is the main store at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and you can find it right before you get to the Millennium Falcon. And when you go in this store, for any Star Wars fan, you'll be in Star Wars heaven. So from the items, you have unique offerings like this Rancor wall decor. You have Jabba the Hutt wall decor as well. So I just love this store so much. There's a lot going on. You'll see the different lightsabers. So if you didn't build one at Savi's light workshop, you can find one here, like Kanan Jarrus. You can find Cal Kestis from Jedi Survivor and Fallen Order. You'll also see different heads mounted, like the Tauntaun, Rancor, Nexu, and you'll even find Dok-Ondar himself, which for the alien species is going to be an Ithorian. And this store is fantastic, has some of the most unique Star Wars offerings on the planet and outside of this galaxy as well. And I can't recommend this store enough, from the decor to the atmosphere. And every time I went in there, the cast members are fantastic to interact with. You'll find Jedi holocrons as well. You'll find Mandalorian helmets, and maybe even some surprises. If you look up, you might even find a Wampa in the stores. So, like I said before, this store is for the Star Wars fan in your household, and I just love this place. I'm fully immersed in the Star Wars galaxy when I'm in here. And so the last merchandise location I'm going to go over is actually found on the other side of Galaxy's Edge by the First Order transport. First Order Transport is over by Kylo Ren Shuttle, and here you'll find a lot of First Order and Empire propaganda. You'll find a lot of TIE fighters, some AT-ATs, some people call them AT-ATs, whatever you call it, as long as you're a Star Wars fan, I could care less. And here at this merchandise location, you'll find a lot of Stormtrooper helmets, weapons. However, they don't sell blasters in Galaxy's Edge, just FYI. But you'll find a lot of the memorabilia up top, like the First Order blasters. Like I said, you'll find a lot of Darth Vader and Star Destroyer merch as well. I do like the merchandise. However, I will say, out of the merchandise locations found at Galaxy's Edge, this is probably the weaker of the options. Not saying it's bad, but the helmets and the costumes are cool. But I do feel like you can find more unique merchandise at Black Spire Outpost Marketplace and in our next location. There it is. Tatooine. No, it's actually Batu. So last but not least is the Droid Depot, and this has to be, I think, one of my favorite merchandise locations in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge because it's so unique. You can actually build a droid here. They do have droids like this BD-1 unit that you can purchase without building. However, the draw of this place is that it is all droids all day. You've got Chopper, C-3PO, R2-D2, and a plethora of other famous droids from the Star Wars galaxies. You also have different drinkware that I like. You can have this little, I call it a champagne glass. So, and this store is not too expensive. So that glass was $19.99. You also have different cookie jars, shirts that you can buy. But like I said, the big draw of this place is going to be building a droid. So full transparency, I have not built a droid from the Droid Depot, but they have different personality chips. You can choose if you want an astromech droid. You can choose if you want a BB unit or some of the other surprises around the corner as well. So I'm not going to spoil too much for the experience because I do plan on doing it in the future. But this location is fantastic for any droid Star Wars fan. You can see the different K2SO units or K units from the Empire that they use. So you also have droids that you'll see from, say, like Hoth or Jabba's Palace as well. So again, I don't like to spoil a whole lot. However, I am showing a lot on screen. So just keep in mind, this store is to actually go in and explore, and it's a lot of fun for any Star Wars fan or anybody who just wants a unique experience as well. So like I said, I would definitely check out the Droid Depot. The merchandise is great, and I just really can't wait to build a droid on my next trip and experience that. I have built a lightsaber from Savi's workshop. However, I think the Droid Depot is probably going to edge it out just because of how expensive Savi's workshop has gotten recently. The droids, I believe, are around $125, but they are remote control, and they're just a lot of fun to build. I just really enjoy this store, and I think they have unique offerings like these blankets. You also have drinkware, and you also have droids from around the different eras of Star Wars. So you'll find droids like the Pit Droid from Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and the prequels. You'll find sequel trilogy droids and original trilogy droids, of course. So I definitely recommend checking out the Droid Depot in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. You won't be disappointed. To recap the video, we went over into Black Spire Outpost Marketplace. We saw a lot of different merch items there, from the Creature Stall to the Toydarian Toy Maker. We went over to Dok-Ondar's and saw the Ithorian himself with his wares and all the unique offerings he sells, even some lightsabers. Went over into First Order Transport, saw that, and ended at Droid Depot. Now I want to hear from you down in the comments. Let me know what your favorite merch item was from this video, and if you plan on picking up any of the merchandise found in Black Spire Outpost, better known as Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And if you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I do Star Wars content, Disney parks, and Is It Worth It content. I put out videos every single week, so make sure you hit like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you never miss out on when a new Dizwiz Dollars video drops. And as always, I hope your money meets the magic, and may the Force be with you.